Welcome to The Explainer. We've been crunching the numbers on tonight's European football, and honestly, what we found tells a fascinating story. You've got your clear favorites, a whole bunch of tactical stalemates, and one giant mismatch. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, let's really dive into this, because when you look at all the predictions for the 10 games tonight, a clear narrative starts to take shape. Three distinct themes just jump right out. First, a powerful home field advantage for a select few teams. Second, a surprising number of tactical deadlocks. And finally, one classic David versus Goliath showdown.
So we have 10 key games kicking off across the continent. But instead of a simple match-by-match preview, nah. We're going straight to the three major trends that data is showing us. And we'll start with the teams that are expected to make their home turf count. First up, the home field advantage. So in 4 specific games tonight, the data is pretty much tipping the home club to come out on top. These are the matchups where the numbers point most clearly to a decisive winner. And here they are, the 4 predicted home wins. Now, you'll notice we're seeing some tight scorelines, right? A 1-0 victory for Go Ahead Eagles, for example. Then you've got some slightly more comfortable wins predicted for Lille, Villa, and Stuttgart. But you gotta look closer, because the reasons these teams are favored are completely different. This comparison just says it all, doesn't it? You've got Aston Villa struggling way down in 18th in the Premier League, yet they're still tipped to win at home. Then you have VfB Stuttgart, who are absolutely flying high at 4th in the Bundesliga. And guess what? They're also expected to get the job done. It's just 2 completely different stories leading to the exact same predicted outcome. All right, now for the biggest and maybe the most surprising trend of the night. This one points to a whole series of tense tactical battles across the Europa League. If you're looking for a drama and games that are balanced on a nice edge, well, this is where the data says you're going to find it. Get this, a full half of the Europa League clashes we're analyzing are predicted to end in a 1-1 draw. That's a remarkable pattern, and it suggests a night where teams are incredibly evenly matched and defenses are expected to come out on top. You know, it points to a lot of caution, maybe because it's still early in the competition. So, if you're looking for a nail-biter that could go either way, you are absolutely spoiled for choice tonight. We're talking FC Utrecht versus Lyon, Ferencvarosi versus Plzen, Rangers versus Genk. The data points to all of these games ending all square, with neither team able to find that winning goal. The takeaway here is pretty clear. Expect some really tight defensive games where neither side gives an inch. Like the slide says, it's shaping up to be a night of tactical chess, not attacking fireworks. In these matchups, you just know that first goal, if it even comes, is going to be absolutely critical. Okay, let's pivot. We've gone from all those tightly contested draws to the one major outlier of the evening, and this one's coming from La Liga. This is your classic David versus Goliath matchup. Now, when we say mismatch, what are we talking about? It's a game where all the key metrics, league position, points, recent form, they're all pointing overwhelmingly in just one direction. It creates this heavily one-sided affair before a ball is even kicked. And this chart, wow, it really visualizes that gap. Barcelona is sitting pretty in second place with 13 points. Their opponents, Real Oviedo, are languishing way down in 17th with just 4 points. Statistically, that is the biggest gulf between any 2 teams playing tonight, which makes an upset seem, well, highly improbable. But what's the hidden variable? What's the one thing that could throw all of this analysis right out the window? Well, as is so often the case in football, it comes down to who isn't on the pitch. Key injuries are playing a massive role across the board tonight. And just look at how significant some of these absences are. Rangers could be without their captain and defensive leader, James Tavernier. Porto are missing their starting striker, Taremi. And even that huge favorite, Barcelona, is without their #1 keeper and 2 core midfielders. I mean, these aren't just minor issues. These are potential game changers. So here's the ultimate takeaway for tonight. The data gives us strong patterns, home teams have the edge in a few key games, and stalemates look incredibly likely elsewhere. But, and this is a big but, the sheer number of key injuries across these teams, that introduces a massive wildcard that could disrupt every single one of these predictions. And this leaves us with a final thought. Predictions are one thing, and yeah, the patterns are clear. But football is famously unpredictable, right? A struggling team might suddenly find form. A key injury could open the door for an upset. And one of those tactical stalemates could be broken by a single moment of magic. The only way to find out for sure is to watch.